Hi, Steve Rogers here. Thank you for tuning in. This is the second episode of the online health TV show, and it's a real blessing to have you with us today. Share a little bit about the vision. In 2015, October, November time, I had a vision really to invite health professionals onto our online TV show to advise, support and really influence your health and your journey to health. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my second guest on the TV show, and it's Cheryl Mackie.
Hi.
Hello there, Cheryl. How are you doing today?
Yeah, really well, thank you.
That's good. So Cheryl, I want to ask you a few questions about your journey and basically what you do regarding your business, and you've been in the health industry for quite a long time now. Can you just tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, where you've come from and what you're doing now?
Yes, well I help people with hair loss and scalp conditions and skin conditions using a natural approach, which is quite unusual. I basically started this type of hair and scalp treatment probably from the age of 13. My mum had a hair salon. She used Labiocyte products, which are all products that actually look after the hair and scalp. And right from a very early age, I realised that there's things out there that aren't great for your hair and scalp. Had a long time out, having children, bringing up a family, and about 4 years ago, I decided to go back into the industry. Realised that quite a few things had changed, and started learning how to analyse hair using a polarised microscope.
Wow.
Yeah, this shows up any sort of hormonal problems in the hair, any congestion under the scalp, excessively oily hair, and vitamin and mineral deficiencies. I can see that all under the microscope. Wow,
that's really interesting. So with your take on things, you said things have changed quite a lot. What are the main things that have changed that you've seen in the industry where you're working?
We've all seen the adverts. It's someone with very long, shiny hair flicking it, and basically it's a lot of the ingredients have changed. There's a lot of plastics and silicons in shampoos and conditioners to give that immediate effect, and these can cause problems with the hair growing through.
Right, okay. And in your opinion then, it's obviously for the worse rather than the better?
Yes, because everyone wants a quick fix.
Right.
As opposed to sort of looking after the hair and scalp, they want a quick fix, and that's what they want. They want this long, shiny, glossy hair that can cause problems. Stress is a major factor in a lot of hair and scalp conditions that I see, and there's a lot of chemical type products out there that are trying to fix the problem, but long term they also can cause more problems too. So the natural approach, working with the systems in the body, working with the systems in the scalp, is a way to actually remove and release toxins and congestion in the scalp, which again can cause problems with the hair growing through.
Okay, that's interesting. So let's take hair loss as for instance. What would you say is the main causes of hair loss in today's age?
Most people that I see don't have one particular problem. They may come to me because they think they've got sort of hormonal hair loss, and then when you actually delve into sort of further down the consultation, you realise that there's a lot of stress in their life. They're perhaps not eating properly, they're not sleeping very well, and all these are massive factors with hair growth and skin conditions. So I tend to look at all that and see if there's any way that I can help.
Yeah, okay. And with, say a client coming to you on a one-to-one basis, is it easy for you to tell quite quickly what their issue is that you can help them with? How long does it usually take you to diagnose an issue or a problem?
Generally, I tend to have at least a 20-minute conversation on the phone when people find out about me. They then tell me a little bit about their health problems. They may have had chemotherapy, they may have recently been on sort of blood thinners or those sorts of things, and they think that is the actual issue. And then when you delve a little bit closer, you then find actually it started long before that. You know, a lot of hair loss problems start a good 10 years before you realise you've got a problem.
Right.
And stress is generally one of the factors.
Yeah.
You can have hormonal hair loss, but generally it's not just that one thing. A consultation is between an hour and 20 minutes. So by the end of that time, I generally know what their problem is, their particular issue is.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard, I'm obviously no expert, but I've heard people say things like hair loss can be down to like hereditary.
Yeah.
Thing. Is that
yes,
something
it can be.
That obviously does that, you know, is that an irregular thing that you come across, or is it more say the actual stress side of it, or the actual imbalances of nutrition?
Yeah, it's generally nutritional imbalances and stress, and the hormonal problems is sort of just a bit of an add-on really. I always say 20, 30 years ago, if you went to Spain, you wouldn't find a young male Spaniard losing their hair because they used to eat properly, they used to have siestas during the day. Yeah. You know, they had very sort of stress-free lifestyles. Now if you go to Spain, you will see Spanish men that are losing their hair. So they also have, sorry, I'm going to have to pause. Yeah, they also have, oh God, what am I thinking of?
Steve, can you be silent while she's talking? You're going, okay, etc. You must be quiet.
Yeah, they also have takeaway outlets, more stress in their lives, less money than they used to. So that wouldn't be a hormonal imbalance, it would just be their lifestyle, the reason why they're losing their hair too. In the same way that young men in this country having families, trying to get a mortgage, you know, all the stresses of life and all the nice cars that everybody wants as well. So, you know, we do seem to want it all, and that type of lifestyle is definitely, you know, causing problems with male and female hair loss.
Excellent, thank you for that. That's good, really good, thank you. So my next question is so with the treatments that you do, with a percentage rate, what would you say, is it more nutritional based to lifestyle, or are they a complete 50-50, or is it, how would you assess someone maybe not having so much stress in their life but having poor nutrition? Do you get them to say, fill out sort of questionnaires, or is it like a base where you ask them about their lifestyle? Is it in that consultation, what is the process of that consultation?
Yeah, I generally ask if they are a meat eater, if they eat dairy, their fruits and vegetables, different, you know, obviously a whole range of balanced diet. Students lose their hair because basically they follow a beige diet, so crisp, potatoes, pasta. They're not getting the full nutrition that they would have had at home with their parents. So you get a lot of students that often their hair thins. You've got the stress again of their degrees that they're doing, and also the lifestyle that they have. So yeah, nutrition plays a massive part in the hair. If you're cutting a whole food group out of your diet, which people do sometimes, they either turn vegetarian for whatever reason, which is great if they're going to supplement that diet, but if they don't, then basically the poor hair follicle thinks its throat's been cut of all the nutrition, and that's when you get the poor hair quality and often scalp conditions too.
That's quite interesting. That's really interesting. So, if you could tell the viewers, if it's possible, any sort of like tips that you've got to try and obviously, say, eliminate all stresses and things like that, or what tips could you give people to look after their skin and their health?
People say drinking water hydrates the skin. it's a bit of a fallacy really, but what drinking water does is actually eliminate toxins in the body. It also, if you sweat a lot as well, if you don't drink enough water, then your sweat will be more toxic. This can cause problems with the hair. It can actually cause fractures in the hair growing through, and then the hair can actually break off just by shampooing the hair or brushing it. So water is a major factor, drinking lots of water. Plus getting your supplements. If you are cutting any food groups out, make sure that you supplement properly. That's really important, especially for your vegetarians and vegans. It's making sure you are getting your really high quality protein sources. If you are exercising and you are sort of going to the gym on a regular basis, just make sure that you're cleansing your scalp properly. Like I say, sweat can be a major factor, so that is something that you can do yourself at home.
So when you do set about, because obviously like being a gym professional, obviously, are you saying it's people not showering properly, or is it not the cleansing afterwards? Can that affect sort of hair?
Yeah, sometimes the cleansers that they're using, the shampoos and cleansers that they're using can be very harsh as well. So you're doing the right thing by shampooing the hair after exercising, but it may be something a little bit too harsh for the scalp, and that can cause problems too, because our hair shouldn't be squeaky clean. That just means it's ripping out all your natural oils from your hair and scalp. So it's just making sure that you're getting the right advice. And the person that works in the supermarket doesn't have professional advice. You know, they may, sorry, I'm going to have to stop. Yeah, the person in the supermarket doesn't have any qualifications. All they can go by is what they use themselves.
Right. Yeah. So talking about products in general. So in your opinion, are we? Does the media say things that we're getting that we're not getting?
Yeah, often the word natural comes up quite a lot, which is quite funny really. There's lots of natural products that I don't believe should go on the hair and scalp. Things like mineral oil that can block the hair follicles, and there's lots of things that can cause problems, but just because it has the word natural doesn't make it right. There's makeups and skincare with beeswax in, and this just acts as a water barrier. You know, it's fine for on the lips, but you shouldn't be putting it on the skin. Some people put natural oils on the scalp as well. This can actually block the hair follicle from the top down, especially if you're doing it over a period of time. What we need is to actually encourage our own oils to come through, because our own oils are antibacterial, they're exfoliating and they're hydrating. So that's the whole purpose of the treatment that I do, is to actually get the scalp and the skin functioning properly so that our own natural oils are coming through.
Right. When you say like that, and actually our own body produces these natural oils,
yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean that can be a problem for some people because they produce too much, but often if the skin is producing too much oil, it just means that the skin is dehydrated. So if the skin is dehydrated, the only thing we've got that we can produce is sebum, our own natural oil. So often with a dehydrated skin it can be oily, so getting the hydration up can stop the oil from coming through. It's sort of the opposite to what most people think.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. So obviously to know that. Now, Cheryl, with your business and what you do in the health industry, what is your plan for the next 5 years? How would you like to influence people and do what you do? You know, what is Cheryl's plan for the next 5 years?
Cheryl's plan? Wow, that's an interesting question. I just want everybody to look and feel as great as they can. You know, I've always been in an industry where I'm taking care of people, either their hair, their skin, their makeup in the early days. So it's just to make everyone feel as great as they can and that they're doing the best they can. That's my aim really. You know, there's a lot of people out there with a lot of conditions and they're suffering. And if only I can get the word out there that there is a way to help these people without going to the doctors and getting a cream to rub on it, which is very short-lived. It's sometimes about changing your attitude to things, it's about changing your lifestyle, and then, you know, great things can happen after that.
That's good. Thank you for that. So you just said about like going to the doctors and getting a cream. So are you saying sort of like, are you saying that the medication that we get is quite instant? Did you just say that? So if we go to the doctors, so the treatment that you do and the treatment that you're involved in, is that a longer process with better results in your opinion?
They are longer lasting results. Often, you know, I'm not saying people shouldn't go to their doctor at all. I mean, often when people have got some types of hair loss, I'd get them to get checked out first. One with their doctor, and two, secondly, to have blood tests, because we need to eliminate, you know, if they've got a thyroid problem or if they're diabetic, it's important that they go and see their doctor first. So I'm not saying at all to not go and see your doctor. But we do want a quick fix, and some creams and lotions and potions are a quick fix. Often, especially hair loss lotions, they speed up hair growth, which most people say, well, yeah, that's what I want. But if you're speeding up hair growth, you're also speeding up oil production and sweat production, and all the systems under the skin are in overload. But if you've already got a congested scalp, which is causing your hair loss in the first place, the last thing you want is to stimulate hair growth, because it's going to stimulate all the systems below the scalp too, not just your hair growth. Some lotions can go into the bloodstream, and there's a lotion in particular that was developed for people with high blood pressure. And if you have a low blood pressure and that goes into the system, then you can actually feel quite unwell, because these are very harsh chemicals that some lotions and creams have. A lot of people find that, you know, they get a result with it, but immediately after they stop, they then end up back to where they started, or perhaps in a worse position than when they started. Using a more natural approach, working with the systems in the body, yes, it's a much slower way of getting hair back or a skin condition, but you do find that it is longer lasting, because the body doesn't reject natural therapies on the skin like amino acids, vitamins, minerals, trace elements and essential oils. The body absorbs them readily without any side effects, which I think is the most important thing, because I can treat babies from a year and to women and men into their 90s. So there is no age restriction with what I do, whereas there is with other treatments.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, wasn't we? About the young, is it the girl, isn't it?
Yeah.
That you're working with, it's getting good results.
Yeah, yeah.
So with, say, going back to the lotions and the potions, you say, do you, in your opinion, does that have a direct effect on the whole body, as in our immune systems, our, you know, getting quick fixes? Will that affect the whole body, in effect?
It can do. I have seen a young girl in particular. She was using a lotion to speed up hair growth, and she was using that for about 8 or 9 years. Over a period of time, she was Greek actually, over a period of time she got very ill, and when she went to the doctor, she ended up in hospital, and they found that the lotion that she was applying, and had been for a period of time, was lowering her blood pressure more than it already was. And when she stopped using the lotion, she lost about a quarter of her hair, because she had to literally stop using the lotion straight away. So anything we put on the skin, 60% of it goes into our bloodstream, which is what we need to think about. So if you put something on your skin, it's going to go into the bloodstream. If it's going to cause a side effect, then that's not good. Whereas with the treatment that I do, it doesn't make an effect on the body at all.
Wow, that's amazing. That's really good. That's, so thank you for that, Cheryl. Really appreciate that. Next question, if you don't mind me asking, is about your passion, really. So obviously your passion is to help people. And is it a case of you wanting to expand what you're doing across the networks where you are, or how far do you see yourself going down the road of success for bringing this kind of treatment into use?
Well, I'm already in talks with the How Clinic in London, so that's something that I am looking into. They don't have a trichologist at the How Clinic because there's not many natural trichologists out there, and they won't have. They will only have natural therapists at the How Clinic. So that is something that I am in talks with at the moment. Yeah.
And How Clinic, so it's at Harley Street, is it?
Yeah, it's near Harley Street. It is. It overlooks Regent's Park. It's quite an imposing building. The Howe family actually own the clinic itself. So yeah, and they want to keep it very, very natural still. Yeah.
And how does it make you feel when you see someone get a result? You know, how does it affect you personally, and how you feel about what you do? How does it affect you?
Oh, it's a tremendous joy. You know, if someone comes to you, young people come to you and they've got a major problem, and then 6 months down the line to a year, they no longer have that problem. It's just wonderful, really, you know. I always class myself as the last chance saloon, because generally people have been everywhere first. They may have spent 5 or 10 years trying to find sort of sometimes a quick fix for their problem and end up in a worse state. So when they walk out and they have had a great result, then it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling, you know.
You must have some great testimonies as well of people getting great results. And
yeah, I mean, obviously I don't talk about my patients because it is sort of confidential, but if they want to, then that's great. And I do have some people that are great at saying, you know, the results that they've had, which is lovely. It is lovely, it really is. I mean, most people get a result within a year, and that seems like a very long time. But again, hair only grows ½ inch a month, so in a year's time, your hair would have grown 6 inches on average, which isn't a lot. So you know, if you come with me, you know, you start with no hair. Within a year you've got a couple of inches of hair growth, then that's great, really. You know, you're not going to have hair down your back in a year.
No, right. Yeah, and I suppose that progress, and when people see that progress, and it must be a really good feeling as well, because you're assisting them in something that they really need help with.
Yeah.
And like you said, like you're like the last chance saloon, and I suppose that's, you know, if people have tried everything. You know, and then they come to you and get a result, you know, that must make you feel like really good.
Yeah, no, it is wonderful, really lovely, yeah.
Good. So the next question for you, Cheryl.
Yep.
Cheryl.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Cheryl. My next question for you, Cheryl, is you say that you help people from, say, a young age to quite a mature age. Is it a case of the best results, are they varied, or would you say a young child would get a better result than someone who's mature or more in age, or does it vary?
No, not at all. Everyone is sometimes can be a bit of a surprise. Often, you know, I don't have a crystal ball, so I can't say what result someone will have. Most people will have a result, a good outcome and a good result. Sometimes it's a case of just stopping it from getting any worse. So, you know, you never know till you start. I mean, people come and they say, oh, there's nothing that can be done, you know, I've been everywhere else, you know, what do you think, what's going to happen? Well, I can't say what's going to happen. All I can say is we will have a go, we will try, and we'll see what happens, and often, you know, we'll get a good result. A lot of the treatment depends on people doing some treatment at home, and the more they stick to the routine the better the result, because obviously I'm not there in your bathroom putting your shampoo on or your lotion. So it's important that people follow the instructions, especially in the early stages. And then after that, it's a case of you're taking care of it yourself at home.
Yeah. Like you said, you can't be there with people all the time, and obviously,
No.
so it's just a case of them taking action themselves, as well as you're assisting their journey, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's not like if someone's got a health problem, they have to go to the doctors and they have to take tablets and they have to go to the hospital and have blood tests. They don't have to come and see me. You know, they're coming to see me because they want to, and they want to do the best that they can for either themselves or their loved ones, really. Yeah.